Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
The Word Docs would like to pay our respects to the Kaurna people on whose lands we are today, and to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. And we would like to recognise that this is country of powerful storytelling and knowledges, and that we're honoured to be here today.
Why don't you write when you don't need money, honey? That would certainly make a hit.
Welcome to Word Docs, everybody. It's been a while, but we're back. I'm Dr. Sean Williams, and I'm sitting here with two of my best friends in the whole world, Dr. Amy Matthews.
Hello.
And Dr. Alex Vickery-Howe.
Hello.
And we have returned from the wilderness. We've been a long time between new episodes, but we have new episodes, and this is the first of several. You might even call it a new season of Word Docs episodes. And it may seem like a seamless block of wisdom and insight.
I doubt it.
But we're here to explain exactly how the following episodes came about, because we started recording these how many years ago?
2 years ago.
I think some of them are 2 years ago.
Whew, middle of COVID, those deep, dark days, they seem a very long time ago now.
Yeah, we've done a lot in these 2 years. I was just saying, one of my kids left school in that time.
How many books have you written under
which
names?
Four during this one season.
Amazing, Amy.
It's just taken us that long.
This is like the second season of Twin Peaks. It's taken that long for it to happen.
That's right. So we've been very, very busy and teaching and making stuff. I've made a bunch of albums and a book, and Alex has written
a lot of online
books.
Rants in that time as well. I have just, written a lot of articles and published a play, some creative developments. Yeah, it's been pretty mad.
Your tweets have kind of grown up to become full-sized articles now.
They have.
I abandoned Twitter. That was a big day for everybody when I finally left.
I bet all your antagonists online miss you, though.
I wonder if I went back in, because I can still actually get back in. There'd just be like a litany of abuse just waiting.
Pent up.
So
we in this time, in these 2 years, we did experiment with various different kinds of approaches the podcast might take. We had 50 episodes under our belt and felt that it was a time to kind of not reinvent, but a time to sort of re-examine what we had done in the past and how we might move for the future. And one of us, who's a big fan of structure, i.e. me, kept saying, what's the structure of the podcast going to be? What are we going to do every time? What are we going to do? We tried a few experiments along those fronts. And Amy, who's the smartest out of all of us, is very keen on the idea of this as an exegetical kind of experiment, a new way of sort of writers looking at their own writing. So we tried a bit of that too. What else did we try?
We actually had one or possibly two episodes, which people listening can look forward to, where we responded to how-to guides or tips from other writers, and then we tried to get my mother to rank them.
We did.
That's right. And that seemed like a pretty good format, but I don't know.
Nothing quite took, did it? And then what also happened in this time is that Flinders built an ambisonic sound studio.
So if we sound extra sexy, that's why.
So, and Sean, he might want to demonstrate now, actually discovered sound effects when we got this down studio.
It's not working.
Oh no, this is your moment.
He broke it.
No, hang on, wait a sec. I can do it. So one of the things that I should point out before I get the sound effects working is that you'll notice highly variable quality in sound between the episodes to come. So some were recorded in the deep, dark days of COVID, and we were recording from home, and technology wasn't always working, and planes were flying overhead. And
this is mostly my fault.
Not always.
Because I live on a main road, and I moved house during this time, and I think the room was really echoey and the sound was terrible.
And we all have problems of tapping tables or clicking pens.
Alex. That's Alex as well.
Clicking pens is Amy and me.
I don't know how to use a pen.
But now, here we are in the beautiful, new, really expensive ambisonic sound studio at Flinders in a curtained-off space with entirely new equipment.
They finally locked us away.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we have lovely equipment that can do things like this, and I'm really hoping it'll work. So let's see.
Oh, that's lovely.
See, little cricket sound effects. That's
Peaceful.
Lovely.
That never happens when we're in the room together.
No.
There are never crickets.
It's normally like this beautiful magic.
Yeah.
Beautiful magic.
So
Sean loves
random.
these.
These things.
So we might hear that a few times when Alex starts an anecdote. Where's the applause? There's an applause one.
No, that's more what happens to us.
People laughing at us. So we have this amazing new technology. Thank you, Rode. Thank you, Flinders, for... it's still going. Stop it.
We
Stop
play
it.
those
Oh.
random effects and then follow it up with amazing new technology.
We're so
But we
lame.
moved in here last year and then we did get a bit more structured and we think we might have found our stride again. Maybe.
Don't
Perhaps.
judge us by this episode.
No, I think it's probably the last couple or three in the series you're about to listen to where we really kind of got it together.
Well, you know, as we record this right now, in what date is it? It's March, beginning of
March
March.
8th.
March 8th, Gary Newman's birthday, a very important day.
God.
Note that down.
Also my stepson's birthday, and my stepson is not a fan of Gary Newman, so of course we refer to it as Gary Newman's
My
birthday.
mum was born on David Bowie's birthday. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Bowie and Newman did not get on, but that's a whole different podcast. Here we are in March. We haven't decided what order we're going to release this new season, so you might get a dodgy episode, and then you might get a brilliant crystal clear episode. We'll
He's just talking sound quality. Obviously, the
Yeah,
content is always sterling.
So
stunning.
it's an experiment in time travel,
Yeah.
non-linear narratives.
Yeah.
Have either of you written a time travel story?
Oh yeah,
You have.
No.
oh yeah.
What was yours about?
I've
Alex?
written a couple of time travel stories and paradox stories, and I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. But I wrote one about time. I wrote a screenplay about time traveling witches that got quite a bit of support from various funding bodies, and to draft it and to go on adventures and meet various script editors who helped me. And then we got to the very end with a draft that sort of everyone was quite happy with. And then everyone went, oh, that's a $30 million film and that's probably not going to happen. So I got the script. Woo!
Sorry, that wasn't the one I was looking for. I think it was this one. No, this one. No.
Yeah,
This
that's
one.
it. That's it. That one. That one. Well, they all kind of fit in their own weird way. But
They do.
so yeah, I might turn that into a book eventually if I can. You know, when there's more hours in the day. But that's a complete. I don't really want to give it away now that I've started the story. But there's a complete time loop where the end is the beginning.
I love time loop stories. I mean, if I gave you $1 million right now and said, write me a time travel story,
Yeah.
do you think it'd be a romance? Do you think it'd be a
Oh, good question.
literary
don't
Holocaust
know.
story? Maybe both.
I think it would probably be an epic of some kind, like a saga. That's what I would like. I'd like to do a big. If someone gave me $1 million, I'd like to write a giant saga of a book.
Oh, fantastic. I'd like to
I think
read
the
a giant
market's soft.
saga.
But talking time travel, I don't do time travel, but I did just write one with a lot of like different timelines. So going back in time. So there's mostly set now, but then some set in the 60s, some in the 70s, some in the 90s.
That's
So-
super cool. And listeners may not be aware that Amy has just come out of deadline hell.
Yeah, like
Deadline
literally
hell.
4 days ago.
Yeah, that's right. So Amy is finally out in the
Slightly
world.
punch drunk.
Yeah, she's pale. She's blinking in the light.
She doesn't even know how much time has passed. They
Like, there's
reckon-
an idea for a time travel
Yeah,
story.
that's right. But I was
The
going to
rider
say
that
with
went
with the flashbacks, that's not unlike our season because we're going to be sliding baback and forth in time a bit.
Well, they reckon that our relationship with time has changed as a result of the pandemic. So I was reading, and this is one of those stories where Alex tries to share articles he's read, but you just get the really bad potted version. But I think the idea is that our 9 to 5 routine obviously broke.
Yeah.
Our days got longer or felt longer
Yeah.
because our stimulus was limited. And now, as we're returning, people in general are questioning that kind of 9 to 5 capitalist-driven structure.
I don't feel the capitalist-driven structure is staying in the 9 to 5 anymore. I think it's 24/7.
So it's bleeding out the other
yeah.
way.
yeah.
Well, that's worse.
problematic.
People don't just email you; they'll phone you and text you, like on a Sunday morning at 8
I know.
a.m.
I've had
Sorry,
dinners when
Amy.
I've been on the phone.
Sorry, Amy. That's we're often Alex and I
But I
always
do-
texting Amy.
I do think, well, it's a bit different because we're friends, but that's not usually a work thing. But like honestly, I think time has gone really weird.
So our sense of social boundaries have changed. but also people's willingness to put in the same kinds of hours. I mean, I think a lot of people have a working from home day embedded in their schedule now in a lot of different jobs, a lot of different careers, and, whether people come in for staff meetings anymore, although I've started to do that again. But, people are managing their time in a different way. And it has, I think, both an upside and a downside. It has.
This signals a sudden leap in time caused by the unexpected eruption of Sean's phone, which caused a copyright rift in the fabric of space-time, which means that we rudely interrupted Alex. And
that sounds so much more exciting when you put it that way.
Yeah, then Sean made a mistake. We got to turn off his alarm.
I was talking about time, so that's appropriate. But just the sense that we've broken old patterns, and there's an upside in terms of flexibility, and there's a downside in terms of our boundaries being smashed.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
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 So if we're coming back in, it's 2023
Jesus.
somehow, March 8th, 2023, Gary Newman's birthday. Probably to bring everyone back up to speed on who we are and what we're doing, maybe we should say where we are right now with our creative processes or projects.
That's a good idea.
That's an excellent idea.
That's a
I know,
great
I'm a
idea.
very clever person.
I think I'm on the record as saying you're the cleverest of us.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get Alex to say
I let that go.
And of course, saying that you're the cleverest of us three, it's not a very high bar.
Oh, I think you're both very clever.
Thank you, Amy. Alex, here's your chance. Come on. Alex, okay, you get to go first.
Yeah,
what are
you
you
get
up
to
to?
go
Tell us.
I think you're clever too.
Hey!
It's been so long. So I'm at the moment. Am I reintroducing myself from the beginning? Like my name?
No. Just tell us what you're doing this year. So this is Dr.
I'm
Alex.
still the
Not
same
from the
person.
beginning. I was
Oh,
born.
I was born in Flinders Hospital around the
Actually,
corner.
since we last saw everyone, I think, which was in 2021, we have an episode when you had Watchlist out.
So yeah, that's that
Since
far
then,
away.
Alex has now joined the creative writing department.
Yes,
So-
which is hugely exciting
Yep.
and liberating.
You're now
and
officially a
wonderful.
Word doc.
I'm
yeah.
officially a Word doc. I was a Word doc imposter before.
In waiting.
In waiting. A Word doc in waiting. That sounds romantic. So Watchlist was published. I've just come out of a creative development for a new thing, which I can't talk a lot about, but it's to do with the cultural history and early settlement of Australia.
Super exciting.
And all sorts of weird and wonderful things that happened. I've won a bunch of random awards in the last few months.
Alex had quite a summer for this. He's been putting in Watchlist and other things for Screen Development Awards.
Random awards.
I saw one of them yesterday when I was at your house while you weren't there. I broke in and went through your awards. No. And it's quite substantial. I thought it was just one of those cheap little plastic fake
It looked like an
Best
Oscar.
Dad awards.
It looked like an Emmy or an Oscar or
It's
something.
really heavy. You
That
could
one-
kill an intruder with that.
So
so weird.
that award is with IMBD or something, right?
No, that I honestly I've lost track of what. I know that sounds strange, but what I did is I had a lot of scripts, particularly TV pilots, sitting in drawers, and I went, maybe these are terrible, maybe these are good, maybe I should take advice. Which actually I think we talked about on this show a long time ago, of just getting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to
Flood
put
the
your
market.
stuff. Flood it. And so I put so far only 2 scripts, and just to a bunch of American and British and I think 1 Spanish awards, and won quite a few, but also was shortlisted for quite a few.
We would wake up every morning and they'd be like, I just won 16 awards overnight.
And they range from quite small festivals and some bigger ones. But the really frustrating is the one I was a finalist for, where there was no prize for being there was nothing. You just got a nice email. But if you won, you got like a top-end Hollywood agent. You got a production deal with a major streamer. You got all this stuff, and I was like, oh. And I think I was second and third.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty good.
It is fantastic. It's still great. Next one, you'll be first and 0th.
It's so close.
And
but
then you've been
it's a good lesson.
doing another play development, right? A musical?
Yes, and I'm doing a musical which we've done half the score for.
And what's your special role in that one, Alex?
I sing a bit in that one.
Oh, I can't wait till we can put that.
Well, I sing
on this
atonally.
podcast.
I kind of sing. I Rex Harrison my way through it. So it's a musical, but we're still in development. We haven't cast it. So to put together the songs, you know, there's the composer, there's me as the writer, and then there's any random person that we can grab into the studio. And I'm looking both of you now.
I can't sing, so
I can
that's
sing
not happening.
very badly.
And it's lots of fun, but it's really hard to kind of create the sense of all these different characters when there's three of you. So we tried. And
I'm
we're
sure
halfway through.
Lin-Manuel Miranda did the same thing. He sang every part of
But
Hamilton.
he's a different guy.
But the major thing you've done, you've missed the major thing you've done in the last year. You've had the anchor role in a short film shot here at Flinders, co-written by me.
I haven't seen it
either.
No, I played a very nasty person in Sean's film.
I wrote it especially for Alex. Co-wrote it. It's co-written with Sarah Peters and a bunch of other wonderful people. And it stars Alex.
All of my staff were like really young, and I just felt like completely old and like, you know. But it's to do with time. That's to do with time travel as well, isn't it?
That's correct.
So I think maybe I'm old for a reason.
Sensing a theme here with Sean.
Yeah, Sean doesn't live in linear reality.
No.
So shall we springboard over to
Amy?
Oh, to Amy.
Sean's just dodging this.
Yeah, no, he
bullet,
did.
isn't
He did.
He's like sliding away from it. What have I done? Okay,
What haven't you done?
Billion things.
Since our last pod in mid-2021, I've had 2 books out. So Amy Barry had Kit McBride Gets a Wife.
Which
is
was
a
fabulous.
great book.
No, I haven't had 2 books out. I had 1 book out last year, and I've got 2 books out this May. So I've got Amy T. Matthews has Someone Else's Bucket List, and Amy Barry has Marrying Off Morgan McBride. And then I just finished another book which will be out next year, which is Amy T. Matthews' Happily Ever After Again. So I've written 4 books in that time.
On
Kit
top
McBride,
of
And some articles and stuff.
Kit McBride kept me sane while I was reading a bunch of harrowing research. I went from like really horrible stuff to then going, okay, meanwhile back at, what's the town called?
Bucks Creek.
Bucks Creek.
It's a big warm hug of a book.
It's a
really.
lovely book, and it's funny and it's sweet. And you promised that the next one's going to be raunchier. So
It is much raunchier. I've already got preliminary reviews from people who like closed door romance who are like, what is this?
Oh, really?
Yeah. But both books out in May have both had great reviews from Publishers Weekly already, so I'm hopeful.
And I'm deeply flattered that you chose the launch dates of those books to coincide exactly with my birthday.
I know.
Thank you. That's the best
You're
birthday present
welcome.
ever. I'm so thrilled. I can't wait to read both Amy's books. They're going to be great.
Yeah,
And
it'd be fun. And you guys get acknowledgement in Bucket List, but particularly Sean named the dog. The dog is called Russell Sprout. And there was a day I couldn't think of a name, and I just texted you guys. I was like, "Does anyone get a name for a dog?" And you got back to me in like half a second. I was like,
Russell
"That's the name of the
Sprout.
dog."
I've been waiting for that opportunity all my life.
So how about you, Sean? What have you been doing?
Yes, Sean.
Since mid-2021. 7 billion things, guys. He's going to put us to shame, which is why he went last.
No, not really. I wrote one book, one novel, so that was Honour Among
you haven't.
Ghosts.
You've also written the sequel.
Well, that was Honour Among Ghosts. So, Her Perilous Mansion came out.
Was about the right.
That was in 2021.
I think it was about the time this started. So you probably have written both since then. No, I don't know.
No, because Her Perilous Mansion came out like the same month that COVID started.
Right. I think we did
that's
have
right.
a launch episode, so you're right.
might
So you've
have,
written
yeah.
the second one.
So the second one came out. I wrote that.
Got nominated for the New South Wales Premier's Prize.
Yeah, and was a CBCA. Well, the first one was a CBCA notable book. The second one just got overlooked by everyone. So I'm sad about that. But that came out in August, and I think it's a better book, and my editor agrees. And
Why do you think that happened? Because it was a sequel. Well, not a sequel. It's a companion novel.
I think it's
really.
luck.
it's a companion,
Sometimes it's just luck.
and it's the constitution of the judging committee. So my editor thinks, there wasn't much supernatural stuff on the shortlist, so there may just not have been as much. And it's also a really strong year for kids' books. So to not be nominated in a really strong year is, still really great. It's comforting.
Sean did a novel, and then he's done the short film.
Yes, I was supposed to be in the short film, but unfortunately I was in Ireland when that happened. So I went to Ireland to
What were you? Were you
research a book.
supposed to be on my staff?
I was supposed to be one of Alex's minions, correct. I was supposed to be the one
Well, you're my
guy.
shittest minion.
Yeah,
You
I-
suck
He
as a
wasn't
minion.
even there.
Yeah, that's right.
He was absent that day.
Should have just put in a cardboard cutout, symbolic kind of representation of shit workers
And
everywhere.
why were you in Ireland?
I was in Ireland researching the third book, Hidden Among Ghosts, which I'm just pitching to my publishers this month in the hope of writing it this year.
And then I believe there was some kind of stage show that's coming up.
Yeah, so there's a dance piece, a dance performance called Barbaros, which is premiering this year, June, July, as part of the festival, Adelaide Festival
And are you
Centre's
dancing, Sean?
50th year. Well, we did, when we were in development, I did volunteer to get on stage to do something, but I was so incompetent that I had to promise never to get on stage.
Oh, that's
ever
me
again.
with singing.
And how did that, I mean, so you got up, you gave it a crack, and then sorry.
Do
this
you
is
know what I
really-
had to do?
This is
Do you-
harsh. How did the incompetence dawn on you?
So all I had to do was stand on stage and sway as though I was rocking back and forth in a train.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds quite hard, actually.
It was-
That's
it
a bit
was-
of,
thank you, Amy.
That sounds like miming. That sounds quite hard.
It was very, very difficult, and I wasn't given enough credit for the
No, not
attempt.
look like that. That way you look like you're just caught in a strong breeze. Not like that.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, I'm not dancing, but I'm doing weird music. This
Awesome.
show has no words, but there's vocals all the way through. So I wrote a text, I recorded it, distorted my voice. It's very, very strange. Not like my ambient music, which I've released a lot of. My
Yes.
ambient music is just to relax, kick back to and
Sideways.
relax.
Yes. So
and-
music. So Sean did music for Barbaros. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Barbaros, that's
And
right.
then how many albums have you released since 2021?
I don't know. I think it's
A lot.
about 10 or
Yeah,
something.
that's a
Wow.
lot.
I've been pumping them out, and I've got a big 4-hour album coming out in April.
4-hour
4 hour.
album.
That's ridiculous. That's absurd. I think it's the longest album the label has ever released.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
all about Antarctica, and Antarctica, which is big and strange, just like this album. So yeah, music's been a lot of fun, but I've got a couple of books to write this year, so I'm going to slow down.
Couple of books.
Couple of books.
And
as
then-
you
A
do.
book on matter transmitters, which I'm writing with Lisa Harper Campbell, which I'm super, super excited about. As you can tell by my voice, suddenly
I
racing.
hear she's insane.
And did was there not something to do with the Star Wars universe again?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. What's that?
So this is being announced in 2 days, so on the 10th of March.
Ooh.
So I can't release this podcast before then, but yes, I have a story in the new. Is a different point of view, a new point of view, a Star Wars anthology, basically. It centers around Return of the Jedi. So I'm
Awesome.
super, super stoked about that.
Which we can't spoil, obviously, but it's very clever.
Well, hopefully.
It's clever.
Clever.
My
It's
editor.
not Amy clever, but it's
No,
clever.
no, no.
Sean Clever.
Sean clever.
I'm having interesting discussions with Lucas Licensing about how I should edit my story right now.
Oh, really?
So well, let's see how it turns out when it comes out. But
That's
yeah, that
an
was great to be
interesting
back
process. We should take that, unpack that at some point.
So you're
should.
pitching for the next Ghost book. I have to think about pitches again by May. I feel like I'm
yeah.
always pitching.
Oh, it's been a little while, though.
It's a
What was it,
treadmill.
like August last year I was pitching?
Oh yeah, we'd get these texts
Yeah,
saying
that's
from
right,
Amy
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
"Oh, I've got to do 5 ideas today," and Alex and I would just shower her with ideas, none of which Amy used. I
Things
don't
And then there's an
understand why.
alien. There's an alien, there's a dinosaur,
There's a dog. What about a series about Russell
and there's
Sprout?
always time travel.
Can you put Russell Sprout in another book?
Please do.
Maybe there might be. I mean, if it does well, there's another character in that book I could write about. So Russell Sprout could have it.
Yeah, I reckon just bring Russell Sprout into
He's
the
a Jack
background.
Russell too, which is even better.
Brilliant.
Well, that's where the name came from. I think you said I need a
you
name for a
said
dog.
what kind of dog?
So it's been busy times for us, and on top of that, we've been teaching, and we've had
lot.
so many wonderful students coming
A
through.
lot of PhD
Like
students
courses.
right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, our program is booming. So go us.
Go us! It's been really successful. We're sort of victims of our own success to a certain extent, but that's a wonderful position.
If you're going to be a victim of anything, like that's
Yeah.
the best thing to be a victim of.
I think
I
so.
think.
I think so. It's quite legitimizing and quite validating to know that what
I
you're
could be a
doing
victim
is.
of winning the lottery.
Yeah, the burden of that much
But-
money.
Yeah, Sean has feelings on that.
Do I?
You always like
Oh,
you
yeah.
never want to win the lottery.
Why not?
Ruin your life.
It's not probably
I don't know if you were just in a bad mood that day that I bought the lottery ticket or...
Well, I think buying lottery tickets are a complete waste of money. So that's it. That's what I get ranty about. But I wouldn't mind winning the lottery, but I just refuse to buy a ticket. So I'm never going to win one.
You have to find a ticket.
I have to find a
like
ticket.
Like Willy Wonka or
I
something.
did. I did get given a ticket for the lottery for Christmas by a well-meaning family member.
And did you just give them a lecture on how dumb they were?
Well, I went, thanks very much. And then I won. I scratched it off and won $10.
So you won.
They basically gave you $10.
But then, no, then I threw it out. I threw it out with the rubbish.
Why'd you throw?
I just thought, oh great, I won $10, 10 mythical dollars, and it just went out with recycling. And like a week later, I thought, oh, thank God it wasn't $1 million.
I know. Can you imagine? There's a story. There's a horror story there.
It's definitely.
I'd be the villain of that horror story.
I won a trip to. I don't know why I'm so excited to tell this story. I won a trip to feed the giraffes at the zoo through a lottery the other day.
Did you?
That's
I fed the giraffes
cool.
at the
What
zoo.
lottery was it? Like for 3-year-olds,
and
you
lotteries
muscled your way in.
I also won paintball, but I'm not going.
Why not?
Because Lisa and I paintball. Like that's just me running through the woods.
That's
being
her
chased by
hunting
Lisa.
you down.
Why don't we have a Word Docs bonding paintball session where Amy and I gang up on? Oh no, where we.
What? Huh?
Well, there's different techniques. You're either the kamikaze, like run through aggressively, or you're the sniper up in the tree, which is what I'd want to be, but I have to get up the tree first.
How do you aim, Alex? Because you've got quite shaky hands. So
I see.
you need like a submachine gun kind of.
Yes.
What you need to do is team up with Lisa. And
Yeah,
get
then
her
we're
to shoot
devastating.
people
That would be
for you.
devastating.
I was thinking about having a return. So for my 25th birthday party, a really, really long time ago, I hired out one of those laser tag places.
Yeah.
And we had it all night long and unlimited access to all the pinball machines. And I think we lasted till about 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And that was one of my favourite birthday events. And I've been thinking about doing it again, but I refuse to do it if you team up with Lisa because you'll be indomitable.
But lasers can't hurt you, so it's not
That's
so
true.
bad. But paintball genuinely. We also won wine and chocolate.
Oh.
Like a
We
wine
won a
and
quiz
chocolate day.
night. You mean Lisa?
Oh, we won a
and
quiz
Well,
night.
Lisa won
Lisa won
the
the
quiz
quiz
night. We
night
lost
too.
a lot of questions for Lisa, and then Lisa won the quiz night.
Yeah, Lisa, who now writes the questions or does the research for...
Mastermind.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we can talk about that. That's okay.
She's a great person to have on.
And they're too hard. I've been watching they send her the stats of the contestants. I don't know if I'm outing this whole process, but I'm like, they're too hard. Even if you're interested in the things she's writing about, I tried and I was like, I don't know that particular director that well.
Wow.
But it means I've got to watch a whole bunch of weird things, or
Yeah, like the first 4 seasons of The Office.
The Office,
I love-
Keanu
which
Reeves
one?
movies, random the
You mean
American one. Random Keanu Reeves movies. I mean, he's not great in Dracula, but it's a very good movie.
He's not a great actor, but he seems like a lovely guy.
He's like the most lovely human being
Yeah,
ever.
he does.
Bill and Ted, which I still love.
Bill and Ted 3
Yeah.
made me cry.
Who's the actor that plays Napoleon in Bill and Ted, the first? Because whoever that guy is, and apparently he's Australian, he's like the Frank Langella of Bill and Ted. Like, he's brilliant.
I'm going to look him up. Here I am live Googling.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
I don't know what
podcast
else he's
content.
done with his
This
career.
is essentially why Sean made us get structure. It's because this is what would happen.
There's someone listening right now going, yeah, that guy's brilliant.
Oh, Terry Camilleri,
Terry Camilleri.
born in Malta.
Is he any relation to Joe Camilleri?
Probably.
Can someone find out what Terry's doing now? And can we put that on our socials?
I'm going to look him up.
Do we have socials anymore?
Can we put
I think
that on
they're
our
still
imaginary
there.
socials?
We have a Facebook, but does anyone use
Hey, look,
Facebook?
he was in the Preacher TV series in 2019. So
Still
it's have
going
there.
strong.
We still have a Facebook page, and I just opened up a Reddit.
Oh, that's
a Word
right.
Doc subreddit,
Oh,
which
my.
has one
We're
post,
back
which is me.
now. We're going to make all this stuff sing again.
Well, I definitely think if anyone's out there, please ask us questions. And because a number of students over the last few weeks have gone, "You're still doing that podcast? Ask us
of.
questions." Sort of is the answer.
Sort of.
Ask
We
us
do it.
questions.
We just don't release it. We're,
Yeah.
we're periodically in here
Our
recording
podcasting's like our writing, or certainly in my case, it's like you do it and then you hide it. No one will ever see it. No one will ever know about your
I actually
feelings.
think some of the episodes we recorded in the last year and a half have been quite interesting.
Yeah, and
I quite enjoyed listening to them when we were tagging them.
I just love that as an ad.
I did. It's okay.
quite interesting.
I could
Competent.
listen to it.
The big problem for
It
last
didn't
year,
ruin my
and
day.
perhaps we'll end on this point, or somewhere adjacent to this point, was that we had every intention of recording many, many, many episodes last year, but we were just too busy. We got slammed at work, and
we actually could not find a time
Where all three
of us were available for an hour together.
Yeah,
for months.
So here we are this year, new beginning.
Yep.
And there's
Hopefully.
something important in, when we literally couldn't find the time, but there is something important in trying to find the time to reflect.
Yes.
Because you can't get so busy that you're just treading water all the time.
So here we have, after this episode, 11 episodes that are kind of a series of snapshots of the last couple of years. Some of them are madder than others. Some of them sound better than others. But it's a transitional kind of season for us. And from here on, we'll be recording in this silent studio with our beautiful, warm-sounding equipment, sounding our dulcet best, but still delivering the mad Word Docs content.
So what we're hoping to do is get straight back here in the studio and keep recording a new season.
Yes.
So you can listen to this kind of transitional season, which I think is a lot of fun, actually. And then we will have a new season.
In
Razor
2028. No, very soon. Very soon.
We're hoping 2023.
Yeah, that's
We'll
right.
have 2 2023 seasons.
Let's aim high.
Or at least high adjacent.
Yeah, that's high adjacent. That's my word for today. And if you have any suggestions for us, anything you would like us to cover, you'll see from the episodes where we try various techniques. Any techniques we can be your guinea pigs.
If you want us to bring back the rating system, which I'm tempted to do at least one more time.
The Jeanette Vickery Howe.
The Jeanette
race.
Vickery
That was
Howe.
pretty
In fact, I
good.
don't even get to my mother in that episode. I get to my father.
Yeah, that's right. She was busy.
She was busy.
I think we need to also bring our partners, because we had
We did one, and
Johnny.
we did Lisa. We've
did
done
do
two.
Lisa. Oh,
Yeah.
true. So actually,
So it's only Amanda.
it's only
It's only
Amanda.
Amanda.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'll have to
We have
work
to do
hard
some
on her.
history. Come on, Amanda. You can do it.
Amanda, who doesn't listen to this podcast, she might be
But
appalled.
I wouldn't mind us also maybe talking to collaborators.
Yes.
So you guys are collaborating a lot lately. So thinking about collaboration as a topic, and maybe also bringing in some of our PhD students,
Yeah,
that would
talking
be
about
great.
the experience of doing the PhD.
Yep.
What else can we do?
Well, as some of our projects develop, I think we could bring in some of
Oh,
the
I'd
people
love to bring
co-writing
in
with.
one of my collaborators or both of them to talk about our climate project.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
We can have a depressing climate episode.
I know it's fun.
It is fun.
We do have
Yeah.
a
Uplifting
climate
climate
fiction episode coming out in this podcast.
That's true, we do. Actually, that's quite right. But we can have another one. It is the greatest
Never
topic of our
have
times.
too much climate fiction.
You can never have too much good climate fiction.
We never have too much good anything fiction.
That's very deep.
I know.
It is.
I know.
Oh.
And it's only the afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's a good note to end on. Thank you, Dr. Alex and Dr. Amy. Thank you for being such inspiring, persistent friends and podcasters.
He can't shake us, is what he's saying. He's like, I keep thinking the podcast is dead and they keep trying to get me back in the studio.
No, I love it. I love talking with you guys.
And thank you to Sean for producing, because he's just does all the work and we love him for it.
Well, that's the other thing we didn't mention. That's a very important thing to mention, that some of these episodes that are coming up were edited by somebody else.
Oh, yes.
By Sasha.
I can never pronounce it, Sash. I'm really sorry. Starts with a B, ends with
Sasha
an I.
B. So we just call him Sasha B. He's fantastic.
Thanks, Sasha.
Thank you, Sasha, for coming in to clean up some of the dodgy recordings that I took last year and making everything sound a lot better. So that was a fantastic experience.
Anyway, what do we say to sign off, Alex?
People are doing this randomly to me now.
Yeah,
like
I
people
know.
from
I love
competitions
it.
around the world are going, happy writing.
We're going to get T-shirts made with your face and a little speech bubble. No. Yes. It's going to be our one piece of merch.
So enjoy this bitsy-piecey, really fun season of us from 2021 to 2023. And until we see you next season, happy writing.
Happy writing good fiction.
Happy writing.
That sounded a bit sinister.
Very soon.
Happy writing.
That sounds like Homer Simpson.
Does it? Oh, God, that's depressing.
From here, I can only see the top of his head.
I know, I've had that the whole time, these eyebrows just looking at me.
That's horrible.
Why don't you write when you don't need money? All your notes sound alike too much. All of them starts with I love you, honey, but they end with the same old touch. Just for a change, send a nice loving letter and cut out that please remit. why don't you write when you don't need money, honey? That would certainly make a hit.
Right. Okay.
Okay. You're not allowed to do that.
I won't do that again, but that was very resonant.
That's why I took my water bottle off.
Well, I might
when I
take
picked
these
it up,
off.
it made a noise.
Take these off.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's so rare that Alex goes quiet.
I know.
It's quite disconcerting.
You worry he's dead.
Have we done claps? We don't need to do
We
claps.
don't need to
Sorry.
You don't need to do
We're
claps.
in the
clap
new
on.
year,
It's
new
a-
age.
It's a clap-free podcast.
So Sean did that deliberately.
Did what deliberately?
No claps.
Who's hosting?
That's right. Well, Alex, Amy dubbed me in.
Oh, good. Excellent.
But are you volunteering?
No.
Shit.
No, because he never sticks us on track. Alex is the one who goes off track. He needs containment.
Like some kind of nuclear disaster. Quick, pour in the mountain of concrete. Alex has gone off.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.